Our gang Hexy. What do we got here? A little lock and load tactical. More stuff on the East Front scenario called Big Cats at Twilight. Now, this is in February 45. This is in Hungary, and they're dealing with Budapest. And this is part of the Hitler's Spring Awakening operation to break out the troops that were in the surrounded, I guess, are cut off in the Budapest area. So we pretty much got a German formation going to come in from this side, from the upper part of the map over here, and they're going to try to drive down, I guess, break a hole through here and get in here and relieve those troops, get those troops out of there. And the Russians are going to be on the defense in this one. They got a little bit of armor for the Russians, a couple T-34-85, so they should be okay. And then some infantry spread out. We got an event marker in this game that I've read the basic rules of it, but I think when I go to apply it, I'm going to have to read them thorough to understand what it does. And then you got 2 minefield hexes. Now, it's kind of hard when you're playing solo because you can't hide anything. So what I did was I created a box with the mines. And what I'm going to do is, since there's 2 of them, right? And the Germans may not, I mean, the Russians more likely may have put them on the roads, but of course, you know, from being in the military, that's one of the first things I'm going to think is that the road is mine. And of course, then you start thinking about, well, how devious is my opponent, my opposing force? Maybe he didn't put him on the road, maybe he put him off the side because he thought, sure, I'm going to bring my armor through the fields. This is in February, so the ground is probably pretty crappy. And the vehicles may want to stay on the road. So I don't see any. Yeah, this is a mud, so it's 2 movement points for all the vehicles to enter any of the clear terrain. And then, of course, you're going to get mired if you on a roll of 11 or 12. So they might want to stay on the road. We'll see. But this is something that I did not know. There's a King Tiger in this game, and he's equipped with night vision. I was not aware that they had that. I mean, I knew that the Brits flew night bombing raids, but I didn't know if that involved special equipment or anything. But there's a King Tiger, so everybody else gets the effect of not having that. And the King Tiger, and the rule applies to Twilight. So once Twilight, you're playing in Twilight, but the King Tiger doesn't have the visibility limitations that everything else on the battlefield does. But anyhow, I haven't started yet. I put the Germans on the map. Like I said, with the minefields, I'm going to roll. And whenever, I don't know, maybe when the Germans hit a hex, I'm going to roll. And what I'll do is if it's doubles, I'll drop it. And if I never get doubles rolling through any one of these hexes, or if I get it twice, then the 2 minefields will be used and we'll move on. If not, then I have to come up with another solution. Maybe they just didn't detonate, or they were bad emplacements on them. Okay, but yeah, the Germans need to come through here. They need to break through. They need to clear the road from map 4704 all the way through 21A4. So 21 maps over here, 47's over here. They got to clear. There could be no good standing Soviet units within 3 hexes. All right, of that road. Which some of these places here, that's the map edge, so they're going to destroy them. But yeah, so we're just getting ready to get started on this one here. We should probably get this done this weekend. These Lock and Load Tactical teams play pretty fast. All right, I only played 1 game previous to this. This is the second one, pretty much the same time frame, and we're going to get after it, see what this King Tiger can do if the Soviets can stop him. All right, talk to you soon. Big Cats at Twilight. Good thing there's only 1 big cat unit. Fortunately, it's the only German army unit left on the map right now after 4 turns. We're fixing to jump into turn 5, and on this turn, the Russians get 120 millimeter off-board artillery with a 5 firepower. Now, just to employ it, so it looks like, all right, so the Germans have lost a couple of PZ-5s. The Russians have lost a T-34-85 and a squad of Guards infantry. And there's a couple of Panther 5s, and they actually got smoked pretty well. One got smoked by a landmine, the other one got smoked by a T-34-85. So, since the Germans are just down to the King Tiger, now mind you, this King Tiger can shoot outside of 6 hexes range because he's equipped with night vision. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can't shoot him unless he fires, and then he can fire at him, but since it's more than 6 hexes, he's going to take -3 on the hit and -3 on his actual, I guess, his damage or whatever roll he's going to roll. So, but we decided to bring this old JS2 up, another Stalin tank. The T-34-85 still sitting here now, sitting in a foxhole in this game. The only thing that does is if an enemy tank shoots at him in a foxhole, which is really just it's a blade tank, went there and dug a trench out for him to roll up in there, as we would have done over Germany during the 80s. A shot that would hit his hull is considered a miss. That's really the only thing different here. So your only hit you're going to get on his turret, which he did get a hit on this T-34 sitting here, hit him in the turret, and he must have blown his turret off because the roll differential was huge. Okay. Objective. No good order units within so much range of this road. All right. The Germans have 4 more turns to do it. This is 9 game turns, I think. Let's make sure. It is 9 turns. Yeah, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 5 more turns to do this. And like I say, they're out of armor. That's it. They got a bunch. They got some Panzerschrecks. They got some Panzerfausts in here. Machine guns. That's pretty much it. So, most of the Russian infantry, though, in this one, even though I know they're guards units, at least I think the red ones are guards units, they don't look like they're like super strong. And these guys got all these red boxes on them for movement and stuff, which means assault moves, stuff like that. They're a little more potent. So, but yeah, the landmines are gone. I did sort of a random thing on that where I rolled doubles on the landmines to see if it was in a hex that the vehicle moved into, and it got used up quickly. The first one, like I said, destroyed the PZ-5, and the second one didn't do anything, had no effect. So, but it doesn't matter because the Germans got, like I said, those 2 PZ-5s are wrecked. But nice of those PZ-5s that had night vision. All right, so Germans are pushing. They're fixing to make some good contact here. They've already chased infantry out from up here and eliminated him. So now they're going to start moving into this mass right here. And let's see if they can deal enough damage to disrupt all this stuff sitting along this road. All right, talk to y'all soon. Oh, man, you got to love playing games where everything fits in one small area and you can get it all on the video camera. So let's wrap up the big cats at Twilight. Well, German smoke show. Wasn't sure it was going to be like that at first, but once these infantry squads got to moving, these infantry units got to moving, and I could get the King Tiger up here to deal with that last tank, which he popped him right down here at this intersection. I think he hit, and then his roll was like 4 above whatever theirs was. So the objective was no good order units. You know what? Let me pull that out. Let's make sure we got it right. No good order units. Victory conditions. The Germans must clear the road that runs from 4704 to 2184 of all good order Soviet MMCs. Heroes and vehicles that are within 3 hexes of that road by the end of the scenario. Any other result of Soviet, right? So they destroyed everything on the map that belonged to the Soviets. The only unit left is a little wounded lieutenant. Wounded Lieutenant Petrov sitting right here, surrounded by Germans, so you know where he's going to end up. And unfortunately, the Soviet Union will probably never see him again. So, interesting little thing. You had Event A in this game, where these German units come on, and they will attack other German units. It's a confusion thing. And this Stu came on, and sure enough, first thing he did, he came in down here. The first thing he did when that King Tiger was sitting back here was he tried to hit that King Tiger, and he didn't do it. And then eventually had to move units over adjacent to these guys. It was as quick as I could, which pretty much ate up a turn of attacking, so that they would be adjacent and they would realize, oh shit, we're shooting it friendly. So that stopped and got those guys going forward. And it probably was a help too, because the infantry squads that came in, they were a big help at clearing out this stuff up here. A Soviet machine gun weapons team held on for like 3 turns in that house right there. I had to get some more troops in there to get the odds up to 2-1, because machine gun weapons teams, they can't attack on melee, but they can defend, and they defend with their firepower. And that 12.7 millimeter had a firepower of 3. But okay, so I guess that accounts for the crew. Yeah, because it's a weapons team, so it counts for the crew on there too. But I'm just trying to figure out how a weapons team for a machine gun like that could have that much firepower in a melee and a hand-to-hand. But, you know, maybe there's 4 or 5 of them in the crew. I don't know. Like I say, other than the tank hanging on and this leader here that had an infantry squad with him, which got taken out, the Stug dealt with them, took them out. They actually fired on this hex here, but weren't able to, before they got smoked, they weren't able to do any damage. And the Germans just flooded. Once this tank was taken out, the Stalin was taken out, these guys had free reign of movement here. So it actually ended with 1 turn left to go in the game. And then you see all the casualties sitting over here. Germans still have a couple of half squads sitting on the map. That's why those 2 units are sitting up there. But there you go. There's the Russians, all of their vehicles, all of their infantry squads, all of their special weapons and stuff, or weapons teams sitting over there. And yeah, German complete victory. Lock and load tactical, right? I know I played a scenario a long time ago, but I hadn't really learned all the rules. Still don't know all the rules now, but digging through the rule book and find them is pretty routine in this game. I had a couple of ones that I need to use the AI rule book to check on. And one of them was leaders moving in the open by themselves or just moving by themselves. It took me a little while to figure out how that worked. That leaders get shaken, and then if they're shaken, depending on the result, they end up wounded, and that's how this guy ended up wounded. But I had this Colonel Wagner down here. All right, he's the guy that came in with the confusion elements. He actually got shaken. Amazing. Even with a morale of 8, I could not recover him on the first rally. It was the second rally phase before he recovered. So they lose their leadership range. Another thing you need to know when you're playing this game too is leaders. If, let's say these two, this leader is here, this leader is here. Any one of those leaders, if you activate them during their impulse, he can actually activate any hex adjacent to him. So all those units can operate in the same impulse. Keep that in mind when you're playing, because amazingly enough, that did come in very handy for me in this area right here when I needed to move forward up here. Yeah. All right, so that's a wrap. Heroes of the Motherland, Lock and Load Tactical 2016. Big Cats at Twilight, German victory. Mark it up. We're going to move on to the next one. See you soon.